Welcome back, Super Friends and Super Family. I'm Nick, and today I'm reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 14. I'm hyped to be watching more Buffy. I mean, we kind of have all the cards on the table. Actually, that's not true at all. We have some of the cards on the table, but Dawn knows the truth that she is the key. Nobody knows the full truth of what exactly the key is, except probably Glory and maybe her evil / maybe possibly good brother Ben, but we still have some unanswered questions, but a lot of kind of the big major puzzle pieces and questions I had at the start of this season have been answered. So now we kind of have a better idea of where we stand. Now I'm looking forward to see like where we go from here. What are the next moves that Glory is going to do, and what are the moves that the Scoobies and Buffy is going to do to counter all of that, and how are we going to discover what Dawn is? Like, what specifically is she as a key? If she's some entity, which like Glory said has been around for so long, something powerful. I don't know. Is there something like living inside of Dawn, or does she just need to wake up and like remember who she really is? Is it something gonna be like that? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to what the next stage of this season is. As always, if you want to watch the full unedited reaction and support the channel, the link to my Patreon is in the description down below. That's also where you can watch future episodes of Buffy and Angel. Let's just get into the reaction. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episode 14. Back to the bronze. Look at Anya go, man. She might be the best dancer in the group. Aw, Buffy. All by myself.
Leading crime is what it is.
Well, I guess not by herself anymore.
It's time you found a new place to pay tonight.
I'd bet for mine too. The flowering onion got remodeled right up the side of the menu.
What?
It's the only thing this place had going for it.
Oh, come on.
What are you doing?
Trying to flirt?
At this table, talking to me like we're some kind of talking buddies?
I, like you.
Thought, I don't know, you could maybe do with a bit of, company. Suit yourself.
Oh, he seemed kind of hurt there. Don't reject Spike like that.
It's just we took on like Glory Chippy together. I was right there with you.
He was.
Actually, you were sleeping the sleep of the knocked unconscious.
Yeah. Still, points for intent.
Yes.
You think that would be enough to cut me a sliver of slack?
Hey, Evil Dead, you're in my seat.
Oh, dang. Oh, it's just not his night. He's so nervous around Buffy, too.
Xander, I think you may have hurt his feelings.
Yes.
Hey, where's my change?
Spike? Oh, shouldn't have insulted him. And he tipped the bartender.
Fewer and further between, but yep, they're still exercising their visitation right.
Dang.
It's just we have squat in the way of Glory fighting Arsenal. Another run-in with her, and my headaches and nosebleeds are
You better be careful. She might crash this place.
Oh, you'd be surprised the extent of my wardrobe.
Yeah, because he's a god.
My sister told me what happened at the hospital right before I got there.
How did she not remember exactly, though?
And you're making it into very hard work.
I don't have a chip in my head. I can do far more damage to you.
Oh no, Spike is gonna be jealous. Are you gonna take on Ben, the competition here? Who's arriving? Who is it? Hello?
Sunnydale Station, last stop this line.
Do we have a new player in town? Or is it just more of those monk people? Oh dang. You better get out of there if you want to live. Too late. I'm sorry. Hope you were ready to die. Okay, what is that? We have a new monster, a new something, though, for sure. That's not connected to Glory. At least it doesn't seem like it. They had slashes on their wrists or bites.
Back by popular demand.
Did you have a nice time?
You know, I think I did.
Good.
I'm relieved that you're home. Because to be honest, I wasn't feeling all that safe with you gone.
Giles, don't be offended.
I'm forced to agree that I'm barely an adequate substitute for a Slayer in the house.
Don't be too modest.
We've been going easy on her the last week, letting things slide.
I don't think that's at all wise.
Yeah.
You don't?
Oh, you don't?
Any special treatment at this stage is likely to undermine Dawn's sense of normality.
Okay. I feel like going a little easy is okay, though, right?
Tell you about borrowing my clothing.
I didn't take your clothes. I never touched your stuff.
Really? Then what happened to my blue cashmere sweater?
Oh. Oh, hide it before Harmony finds out. Yes, Harmony's in this episode. It's been too long.
I'm really not in the mood right now.
You're never in the mood.
Oh, poor Harmony.
We could, I don't know, maybe play a game?
Roleplay? Or like a kill people game?
Oh, I'm gonna stake you.
Oh, this? Oh my gosh. Oh, Spike. Oh, this is too good.
And I'm gonna stake you so much with my slaying.
Just like Buffy.
Oh, Spike.
Well, Harmony probably had a good time that one night.
He did out of love for a woman who would never be able to love him back. You can tell it's not gonna have a happy ending when the main guy's all bumpy.
That might be a good rule, actually.
What do you think, Buffy?
This is until tomorrow, right? I don't have an opinion until then.
But you read it, right?
Kinda not.
Spark Notes. Is the movie like the book? I've never read the book.
I don't know. Was he one of the singing gargoyles?
I know they're not in the book.
You're done with this?
Yeah, hi,
Whoa, poor guy was just trying to read the paper.
Survey says... Vamp.
I don't think it is. I think it's a different type of monster.
What are you doing here lurking about?
I'm not lurking. I'm looking.
For?
So is that how you get around town in the daytime? Does that lead into the sewers or something? Can you show me?
No.
Should Dawn be here by herself?
You can't bloody well stay here.
Why not?
Because I've got things to do. Bad, evil things. That are not for a child's eyes.
It's not appropriate.
I'm not a child. Not even human.
Technically true.
I like how you talk to me like I can understand things.
Hey, it doesn't treat her like she's dumb.
I feel safe with you.
Take that back.
Superpower thing, and you're just as tough as Buffy is. Maybe tougher.
I don't know about that.
Buffy thinks so too.
She does?
Tell me more.
So, what else does Buffy...
Dawn? No, it's me. Is Dawn with you? Isn't she here?
No, time to find her.
Promised to relive as she did the inline.
Sharing all his wicked tales.
Too much for you.
No, keep going.
I'll kill them.
I bet he's trying to scare her, but these have to be true stories, I imagine.
Spike, I need your help. Dawn is...
It's like, what are you doing here?
What is she doing here?
Just hanging out.
Here?
You wanted some company.
Let's hear the story that Spike is telling my little sister.
Change the ending, quick. Change it. I spared them and I ran away.
Haul her out of there. I give her to a good family. Never ever mean to her. Didn't lock her in a coal bin.
That's so lame.
It's such a lie, is what it is.
Hanging out with Spike is not cool, Dawn. Hey, it is dangerous.
It's dangerous, but it is kind of cool.
I don't think Spike's icky.
Yeah, well, think again, sister.
Does she like Spike?
You have a crush?
No, I don't.
Yes, I do.
He's got cool hair and he wears cool leather coats and stuff.
You cannot have a crush on something that is dead and evil and a vampire.
That's why you're never with Angel. 3 years.
Oof, oof.
He has a soul.
Spike has a chip. Same day.
Actually, is it? Is it?
Even if I did have a crush, I wouldn't notice in a million years. Not with you around.
You know what it means.
Spike's completely in love with you.
110,000%.
So, tell me again what we're looking for.
We don't know, that's the problem.
Just want to know this was a vamp attack. It was. How many we're talking about?
I don't think it was a vampire.
You know so many people have traipsed through here.
Xander?
What?
Never mind.
What was she gonna say?
It's just that Dawn said that.
Yeah?
Forget
Is
it.
he gonna tell him about Spike or what?
I'm not joking.
Oh, I hope not. It's funnier if it's true.
I mean, that is true. It is hilarious.
Xander, this is serious.
Entertaining conclusion.
She was hanging out with Spike. I think she has a crush on him.
What?
I mean, I have
Yeah, that's honestly more concerning.
a weird fixation with me.
I'm the one she has a crush on. Me.
Oh, Xander, don't be jealous.
Why is that okay?
Oh, dang. Come on, you guys should be paying more attention to the clues. Oh, I caught up in the drama.
That it was a copy of a bill of lading. So they thought that it was
Who is it?
order form. So now I've got 2
Oh, okay.
shipments of Greek amphory on my hands.
Oh. I mean, that's really cool. Joyce is hanging out with Spike.
Spike came by to apologize for yesterday, our missing child drama.
We just decided to hang out for a while.
I mean, why not?
Bit of info you might be keen on knowing.
Sorry, all out of cash. Why don't you hit on Giles? Hit up Giles.
Come on.
Hey!
She's like, please don't make a move.
It's not blood, it's boob.
Ew.
I would take a swig.
Be sedated. Do you like the remote?
Yes.
So if you're not doing this for the money, why are you?
We've got our targets.
The Slayer.
Good call. Good call. These vampires are smarter than they look.
That was sad.
It was.
Berries for our kind.
They having popcorn like from Scream.
Looks like you've wasted my time. What are you doing?
Holding the door for you.
I wasn't thinking. Don't get your knickers twisted.
What is this? The late night stakeout, bogus suspects, the flash?
Does she want him to admit it?
Is this a date?
Please.
Kind of. Sort of. Maybe.
You are completely off your bird. Do you want it to be?
Are you out of your mind?
It's not so unusual. Two people in the workplace. Feelings develop.
No.
Normally they're not trying to kill each other, but
Do not develop no feelings.
You can't deny it. There's something between us.
Loathing, disgust.
is it just that?
Angel was good.
I can be too.
Can you? Can you actually be good?
That's not change.
Yeah,
Holding you back. You're like a serial killer in prison.
kind of.
I lie awake every night.
You sleep during the day.
Yeah, but we're missing the point. I love.
Don't.
She can't bear to hear it.
We need to.
We don't need to do anything. There is no we understand.
How is Spike gonna take this, you know? Like a straight up rejection. He's gotta be so heartbroken. Time to sulk with Harmony. Oh, poor guy, man. What?
A happy memory, pretty boy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no way. Your ex is here? What is she doing here? She moved over from Angel? Is she the person who just arrived? Oh, no way.
You vamped her, and now she and you are working on turning Angel into his own bad self again.
Yep, that's the recap of Angel Season 2.
Didn't care for Angelus setting us on fire.
She's still got some scars.
All nostalgic now, is it?
I want us to be a family again, my William.
Really? But does he still like her?
Come back with me.
To Los Angeles. I've done the whole LA scene, Drew. Didn't agree with me.
No, he's too in love with Buffy, man.
A sweet little setup here in Sunny D. Decent digs. Not to mention all the tasty townies I can eat.
That's a lie.
You need make-up stories.
She knows.
Tin soldiers put funny little knickknacks in your brain. Can't hunt, can't hurt, can't kill.
Yeah, no hiding from her.
Cautionary tale for vampires. You better be good, kiddies. Wire you up someday.
Must be so humiliated.
Science. All those bits and molecules no one's ever seen.
You just don't believe in science? You flat earther, Drew?
Born to slash and bash.
I mean, she's not wrong.
What the heck is this?
Oh gosh, oh no, Harmony, be careful. Gosh, oh no, Harmony, be careful.
Who is...
Oh, be careful.
Our little sex game was just the beginning. Now you've gone and picked up some cheap queen of the damned.
Oh my gosh, you don't know who it is.
Because my answer is the same as always. No threesomes unless it's boy, boy, girl. You've got some nerve showing up here like this.
Careful.
After all this time, after breaking my sweet boo-boo's heart.
Boo-boo.
Do you have any idea how hard it's been to break down the walls he put up after you left? So it's no use you crawl.
I like how much Harmony is defending her man. Oh shoot.
But I think it'd be best now if you hit the road.
Poor Harmony. She deserves so much better.
Why? Because she's back?
No. Because I am.
Oh wow. Oh wow, what a line. Dang, dang. Right, we thought Spike was on the good side.
My darling, deadly boy.
Wow, wow. What now? What now? What?
Unintentionally lead him on in any way? Send him signals?
I do beat him up a lot.
Is that a signal?
Spike, that's like third base.
Okay.
Buffy, I'm really worried.
So am I.
You guys have no idea compared to what's going on now.
As long as it's still Chips Ahoy and Spike's head, he can't hurt me, or any of us. This will probably just blow over.
No.
These things can become pretty twisted.
Yeah.
There's no possible way ever.
Yeah, I think so.
Is Buffy firm in this decision here?
No, I have to avoid him again.
Not until you shut him down completely. If he thinks there's even a little chance with you.
I swear, Buffy, if you go in there and get ambushed by Drew and Spike, but is Drew gonna take the chip out of Spike's head? If she does, that would be insane. I'll be so excited to have Drew and Spike back in full force. This celebrity couple right here, okay? Did Drew really just come back to Sunnydale for Spike, though? Maybe she felt a little vulnerable after getting burned by Angelus. He's like, they look tasty. I can't believe we get them back like this again. Oh, it's been way too long.
Better to nip this in the bud before.
The bud nips me.
If you want, Buffy, I can go with.
You should, you should. She's gonna need backup.
I think this is something I have to do myself. This whole thing's just been blown way out of proportion, and he's already gone back to wanting me dead.
Here's hope.
I mean, I don't think so.
There is one thing you can do for me while I'm gone.
What, watch Dawn? Mask off. Holy, so fast. I swear it's so brutal. Is Spike gonna do it? He must. He must want it so much. Is he not going to? No, he's going to. Dang, it's almost like a relapse moment. Yeah, Spike, your speech to Buffy, man, about you being good? I don't think so. What's gonna be the sign that Drew is back? Because Buffy needs to know. I mean, that's creepy. Oh gosh, she's discovering everything, the full horror of it. Definitely not something that's gonna blow over. Oh.
Anything interesting?
With fresh blood on his mouth. She doesn't know Drew is there. She doesn't know Drew is there. Buffy, wash the corners.
What happened?
Me.
Oh, shit.
My boy's been feeding again. I know what he really wants to eat.
Dang.
I like it when you're all door and straight to business like.
Spike, he does love Buffy, right? Is he really gonna go through with this? I guess not.
Bloody well through play.
Dang, he made his choice. Still, he ate that human, man, so he's not good, but he's willing to save Buffy. Poor Drew. First she gets burned, then she gets shocked. It's been a rough week for her.
Drusilla.
Nice to change game in mid-play, Spike.
Oh, it's not nice at all.
I think I shall be very cross with you when I'm free again.
Most likely.
I'm gonna prove something. I love you.
What is Drew gonna think of this?
You're all I bloody think about, dream about.
Obsess about.
I'm drowning in your summers. I'm drowning in you.
She just laughing. Oh gosh.
But it's so funny. I knew.
You did.
Before you did.
Yep.
I know you feel something.
It's called revulsion.
Is it just that?
It's not love. You can't love without a soul.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If not wisely.
You still don't believe, still don't think I mean it. You won't prove. How's this?
What's he gonna do? Don't you kill Drusilla.
I'm gonna kill Drusilla.
No, you better not. She just laughs. Oh my gosh.
And hey, already there.
Don't mock this.
Don't mock yourself.
This is Drusilla, girl.
Killing your ex doesn't prove that you love someone necessarily, okay? So many fond memories.
Some tiny feeling for me. Then I'll untie Drew and let her kill you instead.
Yes,
Yeah, see, this is not love at all. This is so twisted, but this is such a vampire thing to do.
Give me something.
I mean, Buffy could just lie to save her life, right?
Spike, the only chance you had me was when I was unconscious.
Dang. Why would you say this when your life is at stake? Shoot.
What the bleeding hell is wrong with you bloody women? I don't know why I even bothered. It's your fault. You're the one to blame for all this, you know?
am I?
Yeah, why?
If you hadn't left me for that chaos demon, wouldn't be able to touch me, because this, with you, is wrong.
Poor Spike.
Cut you into little pieces so there won't be any more bins to cock up things for stuff.
What happened?
Oh, great.
What about me, Spike?
You've angered too many women, Spike.
The actual girlfriend? I gave you the best bunch of months of my life.
The best months? Oh.
Maybe if I gave, you'd come around, be a little nicer, stop treating me like your dog.
He never liked you, Harmony.
Who needs to be put...
Oh, dang. Oh, Drew's gonna get out too. Now what? Dang, Harmony's taking out all her anger. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang. Careful, Buffy. Drew might go for the kill here. Yeah, Spike's not gonna let that happen.
Poor Spike.
Poor Drew.
So lost. Even I can't help you now.
You're beyond salvation.
Oh, Spikey, and you can say goodbye to this. You run into me somewhere, and it's me walking away from you. But even then, I'll probably just back away.
I mean, can you blame her, Spike, honestly? How symbolic, though, collapsing through all her pictures and stuff, right?
Buffy.
Hey, he won't give up.
It's not pretty, but it's real, and there's nothing either one of us can do about it. Like it or not, I'm in your life. You can't just shut me out.
When you block your ex on all socials. Dang. Dang, poor Spike. What an interesting episode, man. Seriously. All right, so that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 5, Episode 14. That was a very, very interesting episode. I mean, we finally got something that really focused, more than anything previously this season, in my opinion, on the Spike and Buffy situation. And I have thought this, honestly, I've been a fan of that plot point since, what was the episode where they revealed it? Out of My Mind, I believe. It's just been a crazy direction for this season, especially for Spike's character. And it also, I feel like, makes sense based on what we've seen of Spike. But now we've kind of have the full main focus of this episode is on that dynamic. And it's out in the open. You know, if Buffy didn't already know from Fool for Love and picking up on the other sides, now she can't really hide from it anymore. I mean, Spike is literally finding any excuse to spend time with Buffy, to open up doors for her, and even came so far as saying, or at least trying to say before Buffy cut him off, that he loves her. I don't know, Buffy's reaction to that, and honestly her reaction this whole episode, I don't know exactly what to think. Like, on its surface, Buffy is saying, like, oh, I'm disgusted by you, you are pure evil, you're a demon, this could never work out, like all the reasons. But there's just a little tiny energy in the way and in the acting and in the expressions on her face where I almost feel like, is she protesting a little bit too much? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if she absolutely had no interest in Spike, I don't know, just the manner in which she's kind of like expressing her disgust by him seems just slightly strong and a little bit emotional, almost possibly like Buffy maybe does feel some attraction or something, like probably not love based on what we've seen, but maybe she does feel this appeal of kind of his dark side. I feel like that was even hinted at pretty strongly in Fool for Love, right? I feel like maybe she is ashamed of feeling something for him. And I feel like that's so interesting because I'm sure like there is an appeal. I mean, there just is, right? Like you can find someone who is actually wicked, attractive on some level, and you might be embarrassed to admit that, or, you know, repulsed by your own attraction, you know, but attraction isn't something you really control like that. So like you could, you know, see a horrible criminal on the news and just be attracted to something about them. That doesn't mean obviously you're going to act on that impulse in any way, but maybe I feel like that's the situation that Buffy is in. Possibly not, you know, maybe Buffy is just completely disgusted by Spike, but I'm leaning towards my first instinct there, that there is something. But obviously, you know, with Spike, it's on a whole other level. I mean, I loved having Harmony in this episode. I feel bad for Harmony, but it's just hilarious seeing Harmony role play as Buffy, and that's like, that gets Spike in the mood. I mean, Spike is so upset. Have we had a character? I know Angel was kind of obsessed with Buffy, and they honestly were obsessed with each other, but I don't know if we've had a character as obsessed romantically as Spike is obsessed with Buffy. I mean, he really can't get over her. And it's not, I don't think it's something that's going to go away. And I do like how Joyce and Willow and Dawn, I guess not really Dawn, but I guess I like how Joyce and Willow kind of picked up on the danger of this situation. I mean, it's humorous in the show, obviously, as well. But, you know, from their perspective, of course, it is, you know, Spike, as cool as he is, as much as Joyce might welcome him in and be able to kind of chit-chat because his personality is just fun and he's just a cool, interesting character. But they do realize that Spike is that killer, and he does have that side to him. You know, after Spike expresses his feelings out in the open, and Buffy decides, okay, we need to settle this once and for all, then of course, that's when Drew shows up. I mean, so great to have Drusilla. I mean, Drusilla is back. She's back in season 2 of Angel. She's had some absolutely incredible episodes with Darla over there, and now to have her come over to Sunnydale in a cool way, like I was totally wrong. I thought this was gonna be like kind of a one-off monster of the week arriving in Sunnydale. No, it's Drew herself showing up to take Spike back. Like I said, I wonder what the motivation is. Is Drew just a little bit stressed out and kind of looking for something old? You know, maybe she's getting nostalgia, you know, hanging out with Darla, having Angel around. It's almost like the good old days. I could definitely see something like that. Plus, you know, after getting injured by Angel, and I'm sure she's kind of hurt by that as well, that is a time where exes often might reach out to another ex. So it's cool how it makes sense in that kind of weird, twisted twisted relationship dynamic that Drew might head over to Sunnydale. And it's also just perfectly timed, obviously, with Spike kind of expressing his feelings to Buffy. It's like opening up to someone that you really love, and then your old ex, who's this evil influence, is showing up to kind of twist and bring you back to the dark side. I mean, I love the scene where Drew just shows up in Spike's quarters from the shadows. I like the dialogue that she has, like talking about the chip in his head, and like how she's saying, I don't believe in science, I believe in love, right? It's just, it says so much about how she views the world, you know, especially for someone who's kind of psychic and in tune to that side, almost the spiritual side of things over the materialistic side of things. It's just really cool to see that worldview from Drew. And then I love the scene where they come back into the Bronze and they're walking in like this power couple, right? Just completely owning the scene. And then Drew just looks around and like spots her prey. And of course, she's kind of like drawn to people who are in this heat of passion with each other, which I'm sure she is feeling with Spike. But unlike, you know, maybe an ordinary couple who sees like a romantic movie or something that gets them in the mood, like seeing two people make out, at least this is my interpretation, but to me, Drusilla, like her and Spike's relationship, they're, how do I say this? Part of what has kept them together, part of their physical attraction, I think, is intertwined with shared violence. And I think that's just kind of true to vampires as well. Like there's something sensual and arousing about violence. So of course, Drew, seeing a couple making out, it's like that's their target. She heads over in the mood for blood and lust simultaneously. And I really like that moment too, because after Drew, first of all, it's just brutal. Like we just see Drusilla just killing those two young people just out at a night, probably having a great time, and they're just murdered. They're dead. And then Drusilla is, you know, gives one to Spike, sucks the blood from one, and then Spike hesitates, and like he has this look that made me like, it looked like guilt and conflict, like he was really considering resisting. And I actually thought, oh, maybe because of that speech he made earlier to Buffy about how I'm changed, I'm not this pure evil thing, I can be good for you, maybe he won't and he'll try to stay strong. But he doesn't. He hesitates and then he sucks the blood, right? And I feel like it's almost like a tragedy. Like to me, it just makes me think of addiction, right? It's like someone who's been sober for a year or something, has changed a lot about their life, has gotten rid of those friends, blocked all those contacts, right? But then someone shows up back in their life, and just that draw, that desire to just give in to something so powerful like a drug is just, it's so hard to resist. And not to, you know, be cynical about reality, but I feel like oftentimes that is the case, where people would give in under those circumstances to their baser urges, just like Spike in that moment. So kind of sad to see him do that. But then I like the moment where Buffy's like showing up in Spike's lair, and then she's seeing like all the photos and drawings of her, and just like, whoa, you know, like it could almost be like a horror movie moment, or like a thriller, I guess, where someone like discovers all the pictures that someone has of them, like from their stalker, and then it's kind of eerie how Spike shows up, and then Drew, of course, electrocutes Buffy. But then Spike, you know, because he does love Buffy, stops Drusilla and ties them both up. And to me, that whole scene, you know, where Spike is angry and trying to prove to Buffy how much he cares about her, is willing to commit any act of violence to prove to Buffy how much he cares about her, that really shows the twisted love of vampires. And I guess, I'm sure people might have different opinions about this, but the question is, can vampires, can these pure evil demons genuinely love? And I think it, you know, I guess before you kind of can answer that, you kind of have to define what you mean by love. If what you mean by love, I feel like, is this strong lust or this strong attraction or this connection with two spirits and this shared moments and intimacy, I think vampires absolutely can have that. I mean, we see, just especially between Darla and Angelus, I feel like they really have that connection. And even in season 2, I think we saw that with Spike and Drusilla as well. But in my opinion, you know, if you think of love in its highest sense, in its purest sense, like love in the sense that, not to get too overly philosophical or anything, but I guess love like the love that Doyle had when he sacrificed himself in Hero, in that amazing episode of Angel. I don't think vampires are capable of that type of selfless love. So that's kind of my answer. Like, can they love? Like, I like how Drusilla is like, oh yes, absolutely. And she had some great line like, yes, we can love, but not always wisely, something like that. And that was very interesting too. But to me, like, that scene to kind of tie this all together with Spike, having Buffy tied up and Drusilla tied up, is like, I'll kill her to prove how much I love you. That really demonstrates the shortcomings of a vampire's love. It only a twisted kind of dark creature would think that killing another creature in front of your love is the thing that's going to get them to love you. You know what I mean? But Spike is earnest in that moment. I think he's really sincerely trying to win over Buffy and prove how much he cares. But I also think it just demonstrates like that gap that can never fully be bridged between a vampire's love and the highest form of a human's love, someone with a soul, someone who can love someone more than themselves in a pure way. But it was just a really good scene, and then it was amusing and kind of serious all at once, which I guess Buffy does a really good job as a show of just riding that fine line without compromising either the humor or the drama. But it was just interesting having Spike, so the quintessential Spike, like kind of helpless in love and frustrated, as here he has these two women who have made such a strong impact in his life, and he's just screaming in frustration, throwing stuff because he can't get his love life to work out the way he wants. And it wasn't the case with Drusilla. Now it's not the case with Buffy. And then with Harmony showing up, that was just the perfect extra comedic element. I do feel bad for Harmony. Spike never really cared for her. I mean, and by the way, Harmony being like, you're never going to see this again unless we run into each other. Maybe then I'll just be backing up. I mean, that was just great. That was just... Harmony better not die. I really hope she is in every single season of Buffy. I don't want them to write her off. Even if she doesn't have a major role, she needs to show up from time to time because she is seriously one of my favorite characters in the whole show. She is hilarious. A few other moments with Drusilla that were just so good. I mean, I'm such a fan of Drusilla. She's such a great... she's like the Joker of vampires to me. It's really hard to be better than her as a villain character. But I love when she's just sitting there laughing at Spike. I mean, I've kind of wanted Drusilla to know about Spike's crush or obsession with Buffy for a long time, and she did not disappoint, just completely laughing at how this could be the reality. I also like how she remembers, like, oh shoot, I called this way back. I mean, we saw it in the flashback in this recent season, but technically in the timeline back in season 2. And then I also like a few times, like when Spike is threatening to kill her, how she just kind of laughs. It's like such an insane, crazy thing. It just shows so much of who Drusilla is. I like how the moments when Spike is like talking about their relationship, even as he's, about to like stake her to prove his love for Buffy, she looks with you see this like wistful fondness as she's like living through those memories. I feel like Drusilla is so much someone who kind of lives in the moment and is reckless about their life, or not reckless. I guess it reminds me of the Joker in its own unique way. I don't really know how to put it into words properly, but it just perfectly embodies her character and who she is, to kind of be laughing in the face of death and genuinely like relishing in those twisted memories of Spike, even if she no longer loves her Spike the same way or now realizes that she can't. And then of course it's cool too, like as she exits, she kind of looks at Spike as like, oh, I can't save you. You're this lost cause. It just reminds me of like what I've kind of said about a few of the great episodes this whole season of Buffy and of Angel, where we really see things from the villain's perspective. Like from Drusilla's perspective, Spike is lost. He's gone. And I guess even from the hero's perspective, Spike is kind of lost, right? He needs to sort some things out. I don't know what's going to happen with this storyline. Like, where is it going to end up eventually? But we have Spike. He will not give up. He, even after Buffy hits him back, knocks him, through the pile of all his like artifacts and photos of Buffy, which I thought was a very symbolic, kind of cool shot. He follows her home and tries to walk in through the door, can't come in. It's been uninvited, and that's where we end it, So I don't know. I guess I'm just very, very curious what's going to happen between the two of them now moving forward. But I really enjoy just the themes of this episode, this idea of what love is for a vampire, the difference between love and obsession, how love can become a form of obsession, and how, I guess, the wounds of previous relationships can kind of scar you and affect you forever. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of really interesting things about just romantic life and feelings and sadness that was just demonstrated in a very interesting way in this whole episode. Really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, looking forward to seeing what is going to happen next between Buffy and Spike. Like I said, Buffy's just, I don't think she likes Spike in that way, but I think she feels something and she's kind of afraid to admit it. So that's the element where I'm like, what is that going to lead to? You know what I mean? But I'm very excited to see what happens next. Thank you to everyone for watching this reaction. As always, the full unedited reaction is up on Patreon along with future episodes of both Buffy and Angel. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.